verses 20 to 22. So Jesus says, "But pray that your flight will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath, for then there will be a great tribulation, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will. And unless those days had been cut short, no life would have been saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short." Quick little point here. I just wanted to point out, estai, there will be, gar, for, so for there will be, then, tribulation great. All right. The ellipsis megale. There is no definite article in front of that. So we don't have, it's not a title. It's not like, this isn't the name of something. Jesus is simply saying that there's going to be a tribulation very great. It's going to be so great it has never been seen from the beginning of the world. You know what I'm saying? Until that point. So traditionally, people hold to this idea of a time period called the Great Tribulation, even though there have been numerous times of Great Tribulation. And Matthew 24:21 is one of those verses that people will use. And again, I'm showing you how they do it out of context. They abuse it right in front of you guys' face. I'll tell you what they can't do. They can't pull up the interlinear and actually tell you or explain to you why it's not the name of a time period, but it is a description of a period in time. And again, name versus description. You can name something and then you got words to describe something. And Jesus is simply saying that when these things are happening to the city and to the temple, there's going to be great tribulation. As we continue on, Jesus tells them that during the time of the desolation, there will also be great tribulation. He does not call it the Great Tribulation, nor does he indicate that it begins after the desolation. Jesus simply says, "For then there will be," as in during the time of the desolation. In retrospect, we know this time of great tribulation was due to the severe famine in the city brought about because of the zealots controlling the city and burning the food supply. Eusebius quotes a lot of Josephus on how terrible the time of the famine in Jerusalem was. Eusebius said the madness of the riots increased with the famine, and both kinds of misery were inflamed day by day. The famine was so bad, as described in all of Eusebius's book 3, chapter 6, people resorted to crimes and cannibalism. The desolations and tribulation began with the military campaign of Titus Vespasian on his way to put down the rebellion in Jerusalem. There were tens of thousands of Jews killed in Gadara, Jotapata, and Gerizim. Josephus said the death of Ananus, the high priest, was the beginning of destruction. By the way, y'all, tons of citations. Like I said, the writing's just not complete yet. It's not finished. I still have more to write. All right, so all together, y'all. "But pray that your flight will not be in the winter or on a Sabbath, for then there will be a great tribulation, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will. And unless those days had been cut short, no life would have been saved. But for the sake of the elect, those days will be cut short." The elect are believers. They are Christians, saints.